Taylor Swift had a fun evening enjoying food in Singapore after arriving in Singapore to prepare for her first Eras Tour concert. Taylor Swift night out for dinner at Italian Pietrasanta restaurant in Singapore. Taylor Swift had a fun evening enjoying food in Singapore after arriving in Singapore to prepare for her first Eras Tour concert at the Singapore National Stadium on March 2nd. Swift had time to enjoy Singapore's cuisine when she stepped out to eat evening on Wednesday. The pop superstar, 34, wore a brown short-sleeved shirt, jeans, and boots for her extremely casual look in Singapore that surprised fans. Although the look was a far cry from her signature Eras Tour style, Taylor still exuded confidence as she cut her best angles while waving to the crowd. Swift looked every inch the stunner as she made her way to a waiting car as countless fans tried to get a peek at her. She literally stopped traffic on Wednesday night when she stepped out for dinner in Singapore at an inner-city Italian restaurant. The global superstar, 34, shocked onlookers at Pietrasanta Italian restaurant in Singapore. Swift seems to love Italian food as much as her fans loved listening to her songs on repeat, choosing to dine at Pietrasanta Italian restaurant. The trattoria focuses on Tuscan dishes and serves artisan focaccia, hand-shaped pizzas, and handmade pasta. Reportedly, Swift did not book the entire restaurant and enjoyed her meal alongside other paying customers. Swift and fellow singer Sabrina Carpenter previously dined at Sydney's modest Italian restaurant Pellegrino 2000 during her Eras Tour earlier this month, attracting local attention. This isn't the first time Swift has been spotted dining at an Italian restaurant. In fact, she was seen leaving the famous Tuscan restaurant Via Carrata in New York City with actress Sophie Turner in 2023. Swift previously thanked Sydney for the whirlwind of endless magical moments as the global superstar paid a heartfelt tribute to her wild Australian fans. "You were louder than I thought humanly," the pop superstar has reflected on his whirlwind Sydney tour. After wrapping up the Australian leg of his Eras Tour, the global superstar, currently in Singapore, took to Instagram in the early hours of Tuesday morning to acknowledge the countless fans who saw her perform in the harbour city, marveling at her lung capacity and passion. Surname, Sydney, 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 what a whirlwind of endless magical moments with you, the 34-year-old began alongside a carousel of images. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift secretly attended Travis Kelce's Chiefs games before romance became public, says Coach. She was coming into the stadiums without people really knowing. A Kansas City Chiefs coach has claimed that Taylor Swift secretly attended some of the team's games last season before her ongoing romance with Travis Kelce came into the public eye in the fall. Dave Merritt revealed during a recent episode of The Sports Shop with Reese and K-Mac podcast that the songstress began showing her support for the team's starting tight end before attending her first game in Kansas City in September. When Taylor started to come around, it was privately, the Chiefs' defensive backs coach said. She was coming into the stadiums without people knowing until the camera put a big spotlight on it. Merritt, who's been on the Chiefs since 2019, added that all players were supportive of the couple's relationship from the get-go, despite that potentially meaning the team gaining more exposure than ever, and welcomed Swift into their inner circle straight away. There were so many people that were hating the fact that she was being shown on the TV that, you know what? You're part of our family because you're with Travis, he said. So, therefore, you are our little sister. You're part of our family. Swift, who recently landed in Singapore after performing 4 times in Australia as part of her Eras Tour, secretly started dating Kelce last summer, but didn't show up at a Chiefs game until they faced the Chicago Bears on September 24th. The You Belong With Me hitmaker attended a total of 13 Chiefs games last season, including one in New York, and made out with her hunky beau after Kansas City beat the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship game last month. They locked lips once more after Kelce earned his 3rd Super Bowl ring on February 11th. Kelce has been supportive of his girlfriend by showing up to her concerts in Sydney, Australia, last week, and in Argentina last November.